Hey, Tej here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for silver. I'll cover wave analysis with Elliott Wave Theory and provide multiple scenarios price may take and explain why I prefer one count over another. Let's take a look at the different possibilities. Starting here on a bit higher time frame, this time it's a weekly chart. So we've got two different options here overall. This is again starting from 2011 highs, and then we would have a three-wave structure into W, three waves into X, and then we would be looking for some kind of three-way move into the wave Y, most likely taking out the lows of that wave W. That is one of the scenarios. Again, this impulsive structure would be the A, B, and then C wave, ending that structure there. Now the other scenario would be that we have a WXY like so in here, and this would be a wave 1 of something new. Now the issue with this one is that wave X here is very small in price, in logarithmic scale, and in arithmetic scale as well. As we can see, neither of them are getting to 382, so that's why I'm not saying that okay, this must be a wave 1, because again the previous structure does not really comply with this count, to be honest, too much. Now we have some issues here on the very local time frame that I'm showing you with the fib extensions. So there could be issues with the higher time frame fib analysis as well. So this definitely still has the possibility to be that count, or the right count. Now let's zoom in a bit on a daily, and having these thoughts in mind while we're going through these options. Now this would be the scenario in which we would be looking at a three-way structure here as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We could be ending it here. However, again, this does not really look too good inside of these structures. So yeah, it's not the main count that I have. The main count is still this one, in which we would have a three-way structure in here, into W, three ways into X, and then looking for this wave Y. Now we have not yet hit the 6.618 extension of this W wave pivoted from X, so that's why I don't think wave Y here is done at all yet. We had a few different ideas here on the local time frame, and if we go through them in here, there we go. Yeah, so this was the local structure that we were wondering about what this was. So my thoughts were that we had a very clear 5-wave impulse here, and to me that still looks very good as a 5-wave impulse. We can see that the third wave here would get to around 2.618 extension, which would definitely rule out the possibilities of any kind of ABCs, or at least the likeliness of them would be very, very minimal. Now after we created this structure here, the likeliness of these counts, or this whole structure being a 5-wave, lowered, because again this was a very short time and very volatile dump here, and it took out so much of this price action that we had here that this most likely would get a continuation here. Now we can see in here, as with silver I mentioned before, with that issues with these fib retracements, we did not get to the 38.2 here. So I wouldn't have guessed that we had a dump coming down from here already. So the stuff that really works well with crypto obviously doesn't seem to be working well with commodities, or at least with silver, because the other option here for this structure, if it is not impulse wave, we would have to force a count on it, which would be something like this, in which we had A, B, and C. This would be a very extreme structure to the 2.36 extension. Not hitting it perfectly, but again we have to accept what we're going to get here. This definitely is not still, if I see another structure like this, I would still say that it's 5 waves, 100%, and I would never look for this to be an ABC, just because of the extensions here. Okay, so would I be shorting here? For sure. We do have that triple or double divergence between these peaks, so that would make sense. Now How do we get here is the very same way that we previously got here, with a 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, looking for this to be a wave of 5-wave structure, and instead of a 3-wave structure like we have here, we would be expecting something like this. Now we got invalidated the idea that this whole thing was a 5-wave structure, because again this price action took out the lows here, so we can't have an impulse wave starting something here, so it has to be something like this. Now this count is saying that we have a B wave here, and we've been tracking this B wave for quite some time, having this as an ABC. Now this definitely can happen, and the B wave got right around the 1.236 extension, so it still looks pretty okay. If we are measuring out some targets here from the pivot point that we currently have, let's see, we can see that if we get to the 1.618 here, we would be getting to the 38.2. Again, we have to remember that 38.2 here did not happen in this retracement here. So can we even call that as a target? Can we call that a minimum target more specifically? I'm not quite sure. That is very annoying to me. This market is doing something that I'm not prepared for, and it definitely caught me off guard. I got stopped out here for sure. I have not yet re-entered, but if this indeed is an ABC, we would be looking at this to be a 5-wave impulse. That is definitely tradable. This would be 20% rise here. If we are looking at the very small time frame here again, however, this definitely don't seem too impulsive to me, unfortunately. We had a pump here, and we're now retracing it already. So I'm not quite sure what is going on. Probably shouldn't even go this low into these assets, and we should be just looking at a possibility of looking this as a 1-2. If it comes down like 50%, then I could be looking into long setups, with lows being the stop losses. Now the overall, the overall picture here does not change, even though we did break this low. We were expecting this to be a 5-wave structure to that wave A, and then we were actually, or at least I was looking for this to be something more impulsive, and this B wave would have been taking quite a bit longer. But obviously market had some other ideas about this, so it didn't work out. Now if we still want to be looking downwards, and if this current low does not hold, and after making some kind of high here, then we would be looking at something like this as a 1, 2, 3, 4 and extended 5th. We did not have an extension here on 3rd, so it would make sense that we would get one here on the 5th. So here we would be having a possible diagonal here, and an ending contracting diagonal. These targets, however, don't seem to be fitting too well, and the date 21st of November or 21st of November would be the area I would be looking for wave Y to be the earliest. Now again, as this would be the wave of 5-wave structure, this would be just the wave A of this whole thing, instead of the completion of that wave Y. So this offers us another possibility of getting the price higher. But again, this is only, I would only look at this structure or scenario if we are going to be taking out these current lows after making some kind of pump. If it just continues to fall down here, I don't have a count for that at the moment. This B wave can go all the way to the 1.618, which would be around the $16.4, and at that point, I don't know, we would need to definitely look into this again. But yeah, for me, this is looking as an okay long setup or possibility here to go long. The extension targets or extension levels for this internal wave structure of this ABC is not perfect. I don't think we did hit the 1-to-1 target here either. Yeah, 1-to-1 would be around 17.2, so it doesn't have the perfect look, but this definitely has some kind of qualities for being an impulse wave structure, although on smaller time frame, as mentioned, it doesn't really look too good. But I feel like that is pretty much all the scenarios I see at the moment on silver. If you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate the likes. Links to my free Discord server in the description below, and for now I thank you for watching and hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next video, bye bye.